Hello, Dr. Ian. Thank you so much about your appointment with me, with us. And I would like to make some questions about the history of Lantanides.
Mhm.
Please, if you want, make some appointment, it's okay. The first question is, what was the encounter with the Lantanides like, and how did you construct this knowledge in the form of the book?
Yeah. Um, I had written the book Homeopathy in the Elements, but there was one part lacking, one of those two rows below. The last row was the actinide, so there was a lot of confirmation and already knowledge. Also with uranium was known and plutonium was proven by Jeremy Sure. So we had an idea of those, but not of those lanthanides, and for me that felt strange because we have about 100 elements, and I think elements should be elementary, so we should know them. So then I decided to do a proving of all of them, one after the other. And I started with lanthanum and then so on, one after the other, till the end. And there I got some ideas already about autonomy and arthritis and things like that. So then I started trying them on patients, and gradually it became more clear what the essence was. And basically, the essence is to have power over yourself, that you are your own power and that you're not the victim of someone else or that you're controlled by someone else, that you are a free and autonomous person. In the beginning, that's mostly expressed in the physical world, that you want to be free, that you want to go
Yes.
where you want, etc. But then later on, it starts getting also with getting the feeling that you also want to be a kind of empower in your own mind, in your own self. And that's then more the psychological development, and a lot of people who need lanthanides go to meditation, go to psychiatrists, go to homeopathy, because
Yeah.
homeopathy is also having that quality of healing from the inside and not from the outside. And in that sense, the lanthanides are, as I see that and what I've also experienced, a big gift for homeopaths themselves, because they are also in that quality of trying to be autonomous and their own boss, and that's why they also have an resistance or aversion or for normal medicine for themselves, because they don't want to be controlled by injection and medications. They want to heal from inside. And that's basically the essence of lanterns.
And you show for us one wonderful word, in the new word. Yeah.
Hmm?
And this year marks the 20th anniversary of the release of the book's Secreted Lantanides. How do you see the
Mhm.
impact, acceptance, and results of your work in the homeopathic world?
I think it's accepted very well in general or by big parts, but there are also big groups in the homeopathic world who have a resistance to it. And well, that's their choice. I think it's a pity, but I think they limit themselves. But yeah, when they want to do it, it's their choice.
Yes, but I think that's the resistance is because this is a new form that working to thematic repertorization, and there is another
Mm.
things of the see the patients, because I think that we need more uh, point of view of the patient, more integrative to see these patients. And
Yeah.
this work in the Lantanides, it's the similar the word of the giftedness persons.
Mm. Yeah.
Like there's a many similarity. How do you make this connection before, or do you know
No, it's
it's
already
more
also,
giftedness?
I think it's already also in the book.
Yeah,
Um, and together with that autonomy and power, there's
yeah,
also the idea that every human being has his own right to be himself.
Yeah.
So that makes it also that people in the Lantanide quality, they have a very humanitarian
Yeah.
view of the world, and conquering or domineering other
Yeah.
populations or countries is totally opposite to the idea of a Lantanide.
Yeah.
And but with that goes also, you could say, they have gone through the Silver Series to come to the Lanternites because the Silver Series is before in the development.
Yeah.
So creativity and science and art for Lanternites is not a problem. It's
Yeah.
just a gift that they have and that they can use.
Yes. Yes.
The problem is to become really autonomous and to take the power in your own hands of your own life, but not in an egotistical way. In a way, it's very humanitarian because they have the feeling that everyone has that right. So they don't want to domineer, they
Yeah.
don't want to profit from others. They want everyone to profit from the whole world.
Yeah, this is incredible because that's take my attention when I begin work as a Lantanides and I find the neurodivergence about the gifted persons because
Yeah.
the gifted person is not just intelligent people and altruist people, but this character is autonomy,
Mm,
independence,
mm,
liberty, creativity, the the
mm,
the fight with your
mm.
shadow inside is the same structure.
Yeah,
Is the wonderful the similarity about the giftedness persons because the
yeah.
giftedness persons there's a different processing of the mind, physiological and biological and genetically different about another people. And this word is the similarity. And what the impact you have?
Maybe I can add to that.
Yeah,
We have mirror neurons,
yes,
in our brain.
yeah,
And the mirror neurons, they reflect the what others do inside of ourselves. And I think it's also connected to empathy
yes,
because you can feel the other with those mirror neurons, or the mirror neurons are a reflection of our telepathic quality.
yeah,
And due to that, with the empathy, you cannot also dominate others anymore.
yeah.
And I think that's a very important issue. I think that maybe lanthanides will have more of those mirror neurons than others, but I think that's never uh, this done research on. But it doesn't matter. For me, I think that way.
Yeah, but I think that you that I am study so much, and there is one book very interesting that the this book about the intelligence
Ah,
and cognitive neuroscience.
yeah, yeah. I don't know that book. It's a nice
Yeah,
book.
and there's a lot of work here. I will send for you the picture and the biography.
Mm.
And there is a very interesting studies with the
Ah,
I'm functionary in the brains with
yeah, yeah.
high intelligence the way of the path of the intelligence in the
Hmm.
neurons. There's a different process in intelligent people. I said not intelligent, but the gifted people. It's the
Yeah,
same function that you describe
yeah,
in your book. This is
yeah,
amazing. It's fantastic and wonderful. These two
yeah.
words, the gifted and
Yeah,
the
I often call it, especially in the case of children, new age children.
yeah,
And there are other expressions for it. I think also turquoise children or concepts like that. But they all convey the same things of children who are already very adult in a way,
yeah.
responsible, but not responsible in a narrow way, but in a very open way, open to the world, open to.
Yes, this description is the same that you read in the books that said about the children's with
Mm,
the giftedness and the adult.
mm,
But when these children don't have the nice place to grow up, developing their
mm,
intelligence, there's a block in this manifestation in
mm, mm.
their intelligence. So the adult lost so many gifted, so
Yeah,
many abilities because they don't
yeah.
develop so well. So
And
this,
I think then the Lantanide remedies can help to unblock that and make them again
yeah,
more
yeah.
creative.
This is take my attention in the last 10 years because when I beginning use it give the this medicine, the first thing that's the patients, the adult and the gifted child's gifted said is, doctor, my mind is soft, clear, and the thing it's more connected and more exactly. Before it's so build confused, like
Yeah,
a screen computer. There's a lot of windows pick up and blinking,
yeah,
and after take the medicine, 1 2 days after, it's
yeah,
more clear and more soft.
yeah.
The positive stuff, the have, the blockade, the confusion thinkings. So
Yeah,
it's so wonderful,
that's
and
great.
yeah, that's great. But how impact has the information from the work Lantanides and Giftings presented my speak in the Congress LME in Utrecht in the last May? What do you
For me,
observe?
difficult to tell how much impact it has because I haven't spoken to all the participants.
Yeah,
But for me, it was such a beautiful confirmation of my work and how you look at it, and especially that giftedness that you promoted it even more. And I think with the amount of patients that you had and treated, especially from that uh, aspect, I think it's a great confirmation. So I think it's great to have that open into the homeopathic community and the whole world.
yes, it's a very important work that I think that we need to do because I see that these people, there's a lot of suffering locking inside, and this medicine, lanthanides, open
Yeah.
and take away this suffering. And I feel that we need to set for another homeopathics that we need know
Yeah.
lanthanides, we need know this universe gifted people. Because when you know the characteristics, the physiological pathology and the
Mm.
works of this
Mm.
mind, we beginning
Yeah.
find behind the common complaints, the
Mm.
symptoms and the characteristics of the lanthanides
Mm.
that to prescribe this
Mm.
medicine. And
I think also that one of the reasons that quite a lot of people who have a lanthanide inside get into chaos is because there is a conflict with our culture.
yeah,
Our culture, for a big part, is still blocked in the Silver Series, and they cannot transcend, or it's difficult to transcend that idea of fighting between cultures. Our culture is better and we are the better ones, and we have to dominate the other ones because they are primitive and blah, 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 blah.
yeah,
So the point that we are in the evolution of humanity and this world is the transition from Silver Series to Lanthanides.
yeah,
But a lot of those Lanthanide people in the beginning get confused because when they are in a situation which is very Silver Series like, they get confused because they have an inner view which is different, which they cannot express with what they feel, and they don't get recognition from it from the outside world. And that's, I think, a big problem for them.
yeah. Sure, that's a very important questions. And how you can do this to help
No, the
the
Lanthanide
yeah,
remedies help for
yeah,
that.
yes, I right. And Dr. Ian, the last question. We have 90 homeopathic physicians in the course Lantanides, the
Yeah.
Secret Revelado in the next Saturday, beginning to study. And what message do you like to send to your college, our college, and incentive for study and applicability, and based of the results you have observed over these more than 20 years? If you want to give one message for this college, it's take your time.
I think that for me, lanthanides are so becoming so basic to what I'm doing and to my repertoire, my remedies that I use. and they're very easy to recognize because Lantanide people, they can be very open when they feel trusted.
Yeah.
They don't have so much shame because they can look at themselves. They have a higher level of reflection than normal people. And that's also what makes them creative. And that's also why lanthanides are such a big gift for homeopaths themselves, because they have all the qualities that I describe in my book. You know, they don't want to be work for a boss. They want to be their own boss. That's why they have their own practice on their own with no one else. They don't like to go to normal doctors. And we know, for instance, that symptom from Arnica. He says, Arnica says when he has an accident, you know, I'm fine, nothing wrong. And he sends the doctor away because he wants to do it himself. And
Yeah.
there you see that the Asteraceae, the compositae,
Mhm.
have a lanthanide quality.
Yeah.
Arnica, for Arnica it's known, but they all have the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's good to look at yourself as a homeopath and recognize the lanthanide quality that you have, and then you can see the stage, how you handle it. Many of the homeopaths have a stage 5, you know, they start with homeopathy, but they have a feeling of being unsure. Can I go on? Is
Yes.
it good enough?
It's a very, very important appointment because it's a very difficult to recognize inside yourself
Mm,
this quality because there's
mm,
a great thinking in I need get better, I don't know
mhm.
things, I need to study more, I'm not
Yeah.
enough. It's a very difficult for us, but
Mm. But the thing is that the way how I describe them uh, is in another way than older materia medicas and repertories.
yeah,
It's more thinking in themes than in symptoms. The
yes,
symptoms are how I use them, expressions of themes. And when you understand the themes, it gives me at least, that's basically I got forced by what I discovered to do it because there are so the themes in all the lanthanides and also in my elements book is the same thing. In
yes,
the beginning, that can look difficult when you're very much used to work with the repertory and think that way. Then it looks for a lot of homeopaths that working with themes and just stages and series is difficult. But
yes,
basically, it's much more easy.
yeah. I think so. And it's more challenge to learn to teach for the college and how do this
Yeah,
the
yeah,
change the work of the thematic repertoire and search symptoms complaints and see more wide
yeah,
or open
mm,
and
yeah,
understand integrativity of the persons, like
yeah,
feelings, the relation with the nature, with another
yeah,
people. What's the word?
mm,
The soul of the people, the soul of the Lantanites is the same. It's wonderful. And can you tell me tell for us about your new books, Autism in the Farms, the next stage of the help of the neurodivergence people, and I
yeah.
very impressive with this. I begin to read your book, but
Mm.
what do you tell for us the new perspective of this
Well,
work?
it has been a process of 5 years.
Yeah.
And I started with doing a proving seminar with a group of homeopaths now almost 6 years ago in 2019.
Hmm.
And but at the same period, I got a lot of autistic children, you know,
Hmm.
and then especially retarded autistic children, not speaking, not toilet trained, out of contact with children, etc. And in the beginning, I didn't have any result. I didn't know what to do. I didn't
Yeah.
understand what is
Yeah.
going on.
Mm.
But then one of those patients had one symptom that I had in the proving, so I started tried that remedy, that fern, in
Mhm.
that case, and it worked beautifully. And
Yeah.
then started thinking, okay, is this more general? I always think in generalities.
Yeah.
And so I thought, yeah, but it could very well be because ferns, evolutionary seen are
Mhm.
primitive in a way. And so they are also retarded and reacting more primitively as other people. So then I started trying them more and more, and gradually I could find my way in it. But the first years it was, a lot of error, trying and error.
Yeah.
And but gradually it took some form. I found a bit my way. What are essential differences for certain classes, orders, etc. And so after 5 years, I thought, now I have a basis that you can work with. And it's definitely not finished. A
Yeah.
lot of ferns are still missing. There are families in the fern that I don't even have a remedy of. So it's definitely not finished. But this week, or yesterday it was, I had three of those children again that I have already a long time.
Mhm.
But gradually you see them growing and becoming more and more normal. One of those parents said, people who don't know he is autistic wouldn't say so anymore. He still
Okay.
has
Won-
symptoms,
Wonderful.
but it's not easy to see anymore. Whereas he didn't speak at all in the beginning.
Wonderful.
So you can do very well. But the basic thing that's behind it is order. This very strongly has an iron series quality
Mhm.
from rules, duty, order. It has to be. So another expression of ferns is
Mhm.
OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder.
Mhm.
But they are the more evolved ferns, and whereas those autistic children are more the primitive kinds of ferns, like traumatized children.
Mhm.
And in those cases, what I see very much is old traumas in their own youth, but often also in their parents or grandparents,
Mhm.
war traumas from the Second World War, but also uh, past life traumas as far as you can see them. So it's a very traumatized kind of state of being.
Yeah. That's very. We need another life to study and put in practice this.
Yeah.
But I'm very helpful with this book.
Mm,
I believe that when the homeopathics read this book and put in practice, it's a great part of the help of the humanity
mm,
because there's a lot
mm,
of people with this
mm,
characteristics autism.
mm,
It's
mm,
grew up very. I think that's
mm,
the humanity or the civilization
mm.
toxicity with the
Yeah,
chemical.
maybe I should come to Brazil once to talk about the ferns and showcases and
Yes, we are thinking how you bring you in the next Brazilian Congress of Homeopathic in next April, but take a time because we have take some extra tour, but the intention that bring you
mm,
to talk for us about this book.
yeah.
Okay, and the finish, what do you want to set for us? Take your time, one message.
Um, I think homeopathy is a big gift for humanity,
Yes.
and I think that we are still in homeopathy, it's still in its infancy. I think I see every time when I discover new groups, now the latest big group was the Ferns, I can do something that I couldn't do before. So I imagine when and I even don't know them all, I don't know, or know them very well, I have some glimpses of it,
Hmm.
which helps. But I imagine that in 100 years, we have a much more refined knowledge of all those remedies and much more remedies. So
Yes.
I think that in future we can do much more. But it's in development. So
Well,
and it's really a gift when I see such a child, was so you don't the child often doesn't express the pain, but you feel it somewhere deep behind it because they are so locked in. And
yeah,
then when you see them opening and making contact and getting more free, it's also a gift for me.
yes. It is a wonderful. And we are so grateful for you, for your work, and
It's a pleasure for me to do
you,
because I see what I
you,
can do. I want to share that everyone can do that.
yeah, yes, you bring for us and the humanity more helpful and
Mm,
hope.
mm,
And thank you so
mm.
much for your time, for this interview. And I see you the next time. Thank you so much, Dr. Ian. Okay.
And thank you for what you did with those gifted children and showing that how beautifully it works. It's great. So
Okay.
everyone can make his contribution.
Yeah, but just following your steps. Thank you so much, Dr. Ian. See you
Okay,
another time. Okay.
okay. Same for me, and see each other again.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.